I am Alice Wacheke, the CEO and founder of Natural Juicing Center located in Kawasukali, Kiambu County, Kenya, East Africa. I started the Natural Juicing Center because that 3 years ago I had twins, Ruth and Judith, who are premature. I had them at 5.5 months, so they were very small, and we spent most of the time in the hospital.
I am John Kimani, currently located in Tacoma, Washington, here in the Pacific Northwest part of the USA. I am the Chief Operating Officer of the Natural Juicing Center, where my wife is the CEO. The kids were born, medically challenged. They had to stay in the hospital for a good 6 months. The first 3 months they stayed in the incubation. Then after the 3 months in the incubation, they were still in the hospital on and off for another 3 months.
The doctors were not giving us hope. At first they told us, these babies might not even make to 12 hours. Then I just kept on telling them, you are not God, you can't tell us that.
I am Angela Wambui-Moirore. I am the Chief Spokesperson for the Natural Juicing Center here in Kawasukari. I have 2 sisters that happen to be twins, and they were born premature, so you can only imagine how tiny they were. They literally were the size of my hand. And so through that journey, we all became really hands-on with the twins because, they had to use a tummy feeding tube. They couldn't feed with the mouth because their jaws were just too small to start chewing.
They fed through the G-tube for 18 years. We would go places, they would go to school, still with their G-tube.
The oldest one, who is Ruth, stayed 1 whole year in the hospital. She had about 8 surgeries. When she was a little, only 2 weeks old, she had 1. And after that, she had a lot of side effects with the medications. So I started trying to find alternatives.
So she was very, very much into the natural healing because she was looking for a way to raise these kids. They were not very capable of eating the natural food, so she would always be looking for something that would be healthy for them.
And we met a guy called Garuya. Every first Saturday of the month, he would have a class about natural healing and Bible study. And we are all interested. We started going and we started practicing at home.
My introduction to juicing and herbs and natural healing began with my sisters and watching how my mom cared for them. So, creating juices that they could be fed directly through their G-tube.
We were juicing ourselves. The whole family would come together and we're doing juicing in the house. So it impacted our family in a beautiful, beautiful way, I would say. And everybody was in this boat. We are all, moving together. And
he started teaching us how to use the herbs and all that. And our babies started improving. We thought, wow, this is working. And even when we took them back to doctor's appointment, they would say, something has happened. We didn't tell them what we were doing, but we just continued doing.
My mom being the woman that she is, mothers, they're always determined to find a way.
So for about 10 years or so, she was still training, about the natural healing. She read books from Dr. Christopher and others.
When they were born, that time I had promised God, when they turn 18 years old, I would do something to give back to the community.
My wife, prayed and said, God, if you make my kids, well, I will volunteer or I'll do something somewhere down the line. And this is what she wanted to do.
When they were 20 years old, my husband, I don't know whether he was joking or not, he asked me, remember what you promised God you do when they turn 18? How come you forgot and now they are 20? And it was a joke, but me, I took it seriously.
She took off to Kenya and with a suitcase of natural herbs.
That time is when a lot of people in Kenya had HIV. So we started getting people one diabetic, one who had kidney failure, another one HIV, We got about 5 or 6 people with different ailments. So when we saw that after a few weeks they were actually starting to improve, we were so happy.
And from there, she would spend a little more time with other people in the village or in the community, trying to treat them to see what they were going through.
I happened to be in Kawasukali, and then we passed through this house that was, they had advertised is for lease. So I took the number and I called the owner.
It was at that time that she opened the Natural Juicing Center, where now she had a facility where people could come and get the treatment naturally.
People had a lot of diabetes, cancer, HIV, that time was the worst, and blood pressure. Another challenge was to convince people that the herbal supplements work.
Some of the things that I have learned just by watching my mom treat not only my sisters but treat others is that there's almost a solution for everything. So even if it's someone having a terminal illness, at least allow them to feel comfortable, and allow them, alleviate the pain that they're going through.
God created us, with a body that was supposed to heal itself, and He also put all our medicines in the garden.
We offer a lot of services like intensive cleansing, where people don't eat solids, but they don't get hungry, because every half an hour we are giving them something. And we do a lot of massages and reflexology, acupressure points, and once a week we do steam baths.
And then there is the juicing part of it, which is taking back the body to its natural state.
They have to be consumed within 5 hours, because they have live enzymes, live vitamins, and what they do is they cleanse the cells, feed the cells, and they heal the cells, and the body starts healing itself.
And I've been through these juicing programs myself, and I can truly say within a month, 2 months, you just begin to gradually, quickly see results. When you do center your life on a juicing lifestyle, it's a lot easier for you to control maybe some of the ailments that you're going through, and you begin to see the changes right away.
After we started, they saw that people are improving, and there was word of mouth. We didn't even have to advertise at the time, and our center started getting so full. So I trained some people. One was a registered nurse, and then I got some others who are caregivers.
She has seen along the way, including myself, how it has transformed people's lives. Those people's lives are not the same. And this is a situation where they don't have any other option. So this is their last hope. To give that individual that hope that there is people who can sit down and give you the treatment that you need. It was big. It was big.
We went around looking for farmers who grew things organically without using a lot of fertilizers and spraying them with chemicals. If you give people more chemicals, they are not gonna heal. Whether you are using vegetables, they can be poison to their bodies instead of help. But if you source for organically grown products, they are good for the body. Gĩtagwo chickweed na gĩthũngũ. Na nĩ njega tondũ wahũthĩra rĩ, nĩ tũmaga lose weight na hatirĩ side effects. Wow, this is the best medicine. Benefits ya celery rĩ, kĩrĩa kĩega mũno, sodium. Ĩteithagia brain. Also, it stabilize blood pressure. This is like king of the herbs.
They could see a lot of, a lot of people getting well. They would go back to their natural life, whether it was diabetes, whether it was high blood pressure, cancer.
people, anyone who listen to me, I tell them, have you heard of Alice? And so you decided to come back and not just help your family, but also help
other
Kenyans.
people, yeah.
Ni marĩtwa makwa njĩtagwo Margaret Njeri, niĩ ndĩ mwarimũ. 2018 November nĩguo ndanotirwo ndĩna breast cancer stage 3, na tondũ ndakoretwo ndĩna cousin yakwa wekĩtwo chemo na agĩkua, koguo niĩ nĩndaregire, na nĩkĩo rĩu nĩndoragia atĩ ingĩheo option ĩngĩ apart from chemo I was ready for it. Koguo ndokire nĩ kwĩrĩrwo na wĩtĩkio atĩrĩrĩ, angĩkorwo andũ nĩmahonaga ona niĩ no hone itekũoparetwo. Ndokire gũkũ na mbica ĩmwe tu ya mammogram, no ndoka nĩ nderire cirwo atĩrĩrĩ, niĩ ndĩna cancer na ndirĩ na mbia cia deposit, na akĩnjĩra ũndũ mũno mendaga mũno nĩ discipline ya dieting. Kara yakwa ya mwĩrĩ nĩ yacenjetie mũno nĩ tondũ cancer ĩyo nĩ yandĩte. Ndarĩ mũirũ chi, ndarĩ very weak. For the first 3 days nĩ ndateithĩkire mũno tondũ ndaiguire mwĩrĩ wakwa nĩ wahũtha. Nĩ hakinyire handũ ngĩigua mahiga mau nĩ marekanirie. Rĩrĩa ndathire gũthimwo ndathire German Center. Ndathimwo nderirwo ya dropete from 98 ĩgoka to 52% within 1 month. Na nginya ona ndagĩtarĩ kũu makĩrigwo nĩkĩ hũthagĩra. Koguo 2019 January ndathire cukuru Monday to Friday. Saturday na Sunday ngakorwo ndĩ gũkũ for a full year. After gũthiĩ mĩeri 10 nĩ ndacokire German Center rĩngĩ ngĩthimwo. Rĩu ngĩkora yumĩte from 52 igoka nginya 22. Ndekĩrire bidii na ngĩenda mũno kũnyua juice ciakwa, kũnyua juice itekũigua rĩu thĩna tondũ ndona no thiĩte na mbere. Ona ndiamakagio nĩ mbia tondũ nake Madam Alice nĩ anjĩraga kĩrĩa tũkenagio nĩkĩo nĩ kuona mũrwaru witũ nĩ ahonete. Na rĩrĩa ndathire gwĩkwo ultrasound nĩ kũriganagĩra ultrasound nderirwo breast ciakwa itirĩ kĩndũ. Na rĩrĩa ndathire gũthimwo thakame ndĩrĩ kĩndũ. Koguo niĩ nĩnjũĩ juicing center nĩ ĩrutĩire wĩra mũnene mũno. Na juicing center nĩ thibitarĩ ingĩ-advocate andũ mokage kuo.
Niĩ thĩna ũrĩa ndarĩ naguo nĩ cukari, na nĩ wangiĩte mũno. Mahinda maingĩ ndiahotaga kũruta wĩra nĩ tondũ mwĩrĩ umethofika. Nĩ gũthofika kana nĩ gwĩka atĩa? Mahuti ndingĩgĩra na harĩa tondũ ndingĩhota gũkua kamũrigo na harĩa. Njuge nĩ ndagiĩkĩte ihinda inene nĩ tondũ nakorwo nĩ wacamanirie na niĩ rĩu gwakinyĩte handũ na ngeragwo ti cukari ndĩ naguo, nĩ mũkingo, nĩ tondũ ndũngĩamenyire kana nĩ gũthiĩ na mbere kana nĩ gũcoka na thutha nĩ ũrĩa ndahanaga. Niĩ nĩ ndetarĩte atĩ no thutha wa gũgĩthiĩ thibitarĩ cukari ũyũ ndũragwa, gũtiagĩaga na change. Na ũhoro ũcio nĩ wandigithagia mũno. He mũtumia tuonanire nake arĩ na cukari, arĩ na pressure, arĩ na arthritis, no hĩndĩ ĩrĩa rĩu okire gũkũ akĩnjĩra nĩ atuĩkire wa kwagĩra na akĩhona thutha wa kũnyua juices cia gũkũ. Na rĩrĩa ndokire na ngĩambĩrĩria maũndũ macio, reke njuge ndakwĩra ona maitho makwa nĩ morĩte mationaga. Ngĩona nĩ ndacenjia mwĩrĩ, ndairĩte ngahana ũndũ ũngĩ. No thutha wa gũkĩnyua juices ngĩambĩrĩria gũcenjia, ngĩambĩrĩria mwĩrĩ wakwa gũcoka na ngĩambĩrĩria kũigua rĩu ndĩ na hinya. Rĩu ndawa cia cukari reke njuge icio nĩ ndambire kũiga thĩ nĩ tondũ ndakwĩra nĩ nyonete mwathani kũhĩtũkĩra juicing center ĩno.
Ndĩrarugĩra arwaru tũtũ nĩ greens.
Kwĩna kĩndũ mũraninde gũkũ?
Kĩndũ tũkuongerera nĩ matunda tondũ rĩu ithe ndona opo nĩ kũnyiha iranyiha nĩ gũthira irathira, na macungwa no tũkuongerera na tũmarigũ.
Njĩtagwo John Gacũru. Ndahũragwo mbica igĩrĩ, ya mbere ĩkĩonania mara makwa maihũire mathundo, maihũire mathunguru, na marĩ na thakame, marĩ matune mothe. Mahũra mbica manjĩrire nĩ cancer nĩ cancer ndĩ nayo thĩinĩ ya mara. Ndarĩa kanyamũ kanini mara nĩ kũimba maimbaga. Maimba makanja kunduria nginya guku mbaru. Guku gothe gugatura guku gothe ngaigua ruo ngaigua nda ĩhũme. Gacoka ningĩ irio icio ndarũma gĩcigo kĩngĩ irio igakinya nginya hau kanjia ta ngahana ta ngwenjia gũtahĩka gweka irio ikarema. O acio makĩnjethera ndagĩtarĩ ũngĩ warĩ wa Kenyatta National Hospital ũkoragwo kũu Thĩka nĩgetha nyanjĩrĩrie process-inĩ ya kwanjia gũthondekwo cancer. No niĩ ndiaiganire tondũ wa mbere ndietĩkanirie nao, nĩguo ndoire ikinya na gũkorwo kwa National Youth Center. Na rĩu kuma manjia treatment yao nĩ nyonete umithio mũnene tondũ ndagĩka-inĩ ĩno nda yakwa rĩu nĩ ndaigua nĩ nathiĩ ĩkĩhũthaga.
Hello, wĩ mwega?
Wega mũno.
Ĩĩ. Ũhana atĩa?
Ndirĩ na ũru na ndĩraturagwo nĩ nda mũno. No rĩu ona ngĩmĩhutia ũguo-rĩ ndirĩ na ruo ona hanini.
Nĩ wega. Nĩ njũĩ nĩ ũkũhona na ihenya warũmĩrĩra maũndũ marĩa ũrerwo wĩkage ta kũnjuicĩrwo na kũrĩa tũindo twega tũgũkorwo na ũteithio mwĩrĩ-inĩ waku na indo iria ũgũkanio-rĩ ũngĩtigana nacio ũkanĩke tondũ nĩ ũkuona hena difference nene mũno.
At first, I didn't think these guys, they are helping me because there is no medication these people will give you to take. But today, I know very well it is because of me taking those juices. I have changed much. When I came here, Natural Juicing Center, I was around 30 kilos.
Wow!
Madam Naomi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
It's a long time.
It's so good to see you. You're looking so good.
Thank you.
Wow, and you look healthy.
After I left this place, you know, you had given me the prescriptions of how I should be preparing the juices.
Yes.
And I continued taking those juices. All of a sudden, I started adding weight. My appetite changed. I could take 3 meals a day. When I went back home, everybody was asking, kwani wewe ulikuwa wapi? Because I asked them, why are you asking? You have changed.
Wow.
Your skin looks so right. Juices icio nĩ ciandeithirie mũno gũkwiti njohi. Tondũ nĩ ciatheretie thakame yakwa. I just decided I will not take beer, I will not take cigarette, and that was it. And I know. Because of people from Kariobangi.
Yeah.
They cannot believe that I'm alive. That guy died long time.
The supplements that we have at the Natural Juicing Center are bitter leaf, and it helps with people with diabetes, hornberry, which helps to feed the heart, arthritis formula. Because a lot of people give up when they have arthritis, they think they will never get better again, but there are supplements that helps. We have many, many, many. So those are just a few.
This was the treatment in the old days, going back to my grandfather's days and my father's days. Most of those people did not depend on the hospital, and yet they lived, far much longer than the generation today.
A lot of people, it's like they have this mentality that a hospital is where you get shots and all those injections. But when you come there, it's like home away from home. After a while, this is even better than a hospital. And then a lot of things like massage that we do, it helps with circulation. And somebody start healing when there is circulation. And we start with massages in the morning and ends with them in the evening so that people can sleep, relax when they sleep.
She is so passionate about what she does, and she truly believes in the power of juicing. You know, she's made a believer out of me, and I've watched her not do that only with my sisters. I've watched her do it with myself, family members, and also to the greater community.
You look at them walking away from the juicing center, hopeful, feeling much better, you know, and just thanking God for what has transpired. You know, there is a feeling that you cannot put a value on.
But there is nothing that makes me happy than seeing somebody improving when they have had no hope, and then they have hope.
And most of these people were not even able to afford, to go to a hospital or to pay anything at the juicing center, so they would be treating them for free.
Because I don't believe in turning people down. You can see it's something you can be able to do and help. And since that 3 years ago I had promised God I would do something to help. So every month I try to help a few people, although it's kind of hard financially.
Every now and then you would find one that could afford a little something, at least to cover the herbs. But most of the people that came through the center were people that could not pay.
My husband supports it a lot, so that kind of helps me to continue with what I love to do. It's in my blood.
So it had an impact, a positive impact in my family, and I'm happy because of the journey that we have traveled, because it made a difference, not only in my family, but to other families. Those families that we interacted with, they would come, they would learn of us, of what we were doing, and it benefited a lot of people.
It truly is an inspiration because it's not just a job, but for her it's a life calling. She just naturally has a heart for giving. And I think also just believing so much in what she does, she wants others to believe as well.
When the body is given the right conditions, it can start healing itself by giving it the right kind of food.
When God has provided you with a certain knowledge, if you share that knowledge with other people, it becomes a benefit to you and also a benefit to the other people, because that's what we are supposed to do.
The advice I would give them is to start using those things before you get sick. Even me, I use it even when I'm not sick, just to keep the body healthy. And they should always come to the center, even for the 3-day cleansing, because it will make your life better.
I cannot put or quantify the value of the juicing center, at any rate, because it has been tremendous. We have seen people's lives being transformed, people going back to their lives, where they had no hope, so it has been an amazing journey. And I wouldn't change that journey for anything else.
Welcome to the Natural Juicing Center, located in Kahawa Sukari. Your health is your wealth.
Natural Juicing Center. Your health is your wealth.